Hello, and welcome to episode 34 of the Player 3 podcast. I am your host, Luke Croft, and alongside me, we have the always visually stunning Larry Hunt.
Well, hello there.
And sitting on my other side, we have, he can fix you a nice, delicious glass of Pepsi and steal your daughter's heart, ladies and gentlemen, Doug Martin.
You have a new thing every time he says your name.
Yeah, it's my thing.
And then over here, we
Thanks to
have,
have a new thing.
we have Benjamin D. Hankins. The D doesn't stand for anything. How you doing,
Not
buddy?
anymore. Nope. Doesn't stand anymore.
And producing the show, we have Dizzy, that's already his nickname, Cooper. And over here, we have off-screen Gary.
What's up, us?
Thanks, Gary.
We're still doing that?
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
It's stupid.
That sounded so great on the podcast last week.
It
Going
was
back
awesome.
and listening to it.
Yeah.
I didn't think Ben would come through that clearly, but he did.
It's going to be great. And you don't have to scream. It's
Yeah.
just got to be aggressive.
Well, it's gotta be loud to pick up on the mics.
But it's just got to be aggressive, not
Yeah.
not like screaming.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause you're just making sure
Hey,
we know what's
don't
going
tell,
on.
Don't tell me how to do Gary.
Well, you're not Gary.
Okay.
I'm not telling you how to do Gary because you're not Gary. Anyway. I'm not sure where. Well, we've already started the
1500
podcast, so we're just
that
going to roll
should
through with
line it up.
it. Okay. Anyway. How you? I'm so thrown off right now because
Well, don't be.
right.
We're doing well.
You doing all right, Larry?
Hey, I'm doing good.
I am transcending.
No, you're
How
not.
was your guys'
No,
weekends?
you're not.
How was your guys' weekends? What'd you guys do this weekend? I'll tell you what I did this weekend. I played 18 hours of Destiny.
I ran 4 miles barefoot on concrete.
I did the opposite of that by playing 18 hours of Destiny in my couch in my underwear.
Catman.
Man, bedroom.
In your couch?
Yes, yes.
He was
yes.
like, I
In
know
it.
there's some Cheetos in here somewhere.
In it.
All right. We are the Play 3 podcast. We get together every Monday to talk about video games. And a couple new things going on here. If you look on the bottom of our twitch.tv/Player3 podcast down below here, you'll see a new description that has some fun facts about us, some gamer tags for most of us because Larry's antisocial. And also a tip jar. And if you provide $5 in tip, you can pick the random question of the week. Or you can pick a 3-topic Thursday topic. And for $15, we will place a link to something of your work as a friend of the show in the stream description as well. So if you like what we're doing, feel free to support us in that way.
One time only. My Xbox Live gamer tag is the space ninja space SQRL. The Ninja Squirrel.
There you have
The
it.
squirrel is my spirit animal.
It's no
probably
longer
my
one time.
Patronus.
Because I'm gonna announce it every time now. We do the gamer tags as my gamer tag.
Well, I'm going to announce your phone number as my phone number.
All right, before things get hostile in here, we're going to get this week started like we get every week started with
Stabbing Ben in the heart.
the releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap.
All right, releasing on both consoles this week, we have The Elder Scrolls Online.
Which looks awesome.
So great. Beautiful.
They really should have waited until 2 years from now to do this game because The Witcher was a month ago, man. And there's not enough time in the world to do both of those games in the same lifetime.
And this game is humongous. Like, you can go to Skyrim and Black Marsh, which I've always wanted
It's
to
the
go
whole
there.
realm,
I've
isn't
been
it?
there.
It's all of Tamriel,
It's all
isn't it?
Tamriel, yep.
Yeah.
Why did they specify those two? Like, are they all available now, or were those just two?
I
two
don't know.
just
I know
now
all the
added?
trailers they said, you can unleash the power of the entirety of Tamriel.
Cool.
And that's exactly how they
It's
said it,
not,
too.
it's not verbatim word for word either. I just know they said something about being all in Tamriel.
Look,
so.
I bet
That's
I
fine.
have I bet I'm sitting in front of a machine that can
Prove
let's
it.
see.
This machine can prove it. Oh, we
Show
should play
me.
that game.
What?
That's a fun game. Prove
Oh.
it.
I don't know what.
It's
what is that?
it's an accountability game. I'll explain it to you. So all you guys in Listenerville, while Luke's looking this up, you can play this with your friends. What you do is when someone says something that is maybe shaky or that you want to hold them accountable to, like I could eat a horse, then you say prove it, and then I have a day to then eat an entire horse. And if I do not do that, there's a consequence of your choosing for me not proving it to you that I could do that thing.
Could I eat a baby horse?
Sure.
Okay.
You could eat a toy horse. Really, I didn't specify if it was an actual horse. I could eat like a little plastic horse.
A gummy horse.
A gummy horse, yes.
Anyway, Elder Scrolls Online. Huge world.
Let's
Looks
see.
fantastic. Looks like so much fun. Skyrim belongs to the Nords. Just going to throw that out there because that's important. And
Okay.
You think you're so fly and you think you're so cool, but you're not. You like apples?
What about the elves? What about the high elves? Where do they reside?
I have no
I
idea.
don't
what
know
you
where
guys
they
are
live.
talking
I
about.
can't remember what it is. The Almeri Dominion.
But I'm just saying, the Imperials need to get out of Skyrim. They don't belong there. Get out.
Is that what you're going to be an Ord
Duh.
and kill all the Imperials?
Yeah.
Nearly all of
Okay.
Tamriel appears and is playable
Oh
in the Elder
yes.
Scrolls Online.
Nearly all. Do you get to go where the Khajiit are from? The desert?
Dude, I'm seriously going to get this game. I'm getting this game Tuesday.
And what else are you getting today?
Possibly Avita.
Mm-mm.
I'm still.
They
I'm
don't
still
make
tossing,
possibly Avitas.
I'm still
That's-
tossing the idea around.
That model
my head.
hasn't been announced yet.
Is that the mac and cheese brand?
Yes. Possibly Avita.
The PS Velveeta, the world's greatest handheld. Yeah, so the Elder Scrolls Online coming. You guys are excited about it. Are you
Very.
excited about it, Seth?
I
Oh,
am, but there's no way that I can ever do it.
Yes. The
My-
Witcher's huge.
For
enough
me,
as it
like
is.
it's just. I mean, Elder Scrolls is just my RPG. Like I'm sorry that The Witcher's out, but I'm just going to neglect it like I have
you
because
call
of
it
House
The
of
Witcher?
Wolves. The Witcher.
I was almost
Because me
offended.
and Larry are gonna start a vampire werewolf coven
Yes.
together.
No, you're
The
not.
first werewolf vampire alliance.
Prove it.
All right.
Prove it.
Yeah,
technically,
24
I
hours to
technically
prove it.
can't prove it because
No,
the
no,
game's
that's not
gonna
how
be
the game
out.
works.
I'm going to need you to buy me a copy of this game.
Don't say things that you don't mean.
That's right.
I do mean I didn't give you a time.
You
frame
were the
when
one
we
that
were
wanted
gonna
to
do
play
it.
the game, so now we're playing the game. So prove it.
Game
You guys
on.
can't
24
take it.
hours, and then what's the penalty if you don't prove it?
It's something of your choosing.
Fantastic.
Game on.
We play it with our youth kids. I play it with our youth kids, and it's you have to eat something disgusting of the other person's choosing.
I like
Like
poop.
PCs?
Like poop.
It's gotta be.
On the same page.
It's gotta be edible. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's totally edible.
It's not edible.
Have you ever tried? Poop is so edible, dude. It's
Ew.
soft. It's brown.
You get some nutrients from it.
You already eat.
Zero.
You already eat. Like, you go to my restaurant and you eat globs of brown food.
The racist
Just
Nords.
fry you up some
The
turd.
delinquent did point out over here. I'm trying to move on from this.
We're
I
not
don't wanna
moving on
eat-
from this.
I
You are
don't
going to
wanna
have to
poop.
eat a turd unless you prove. Would you rather eat a turd flavored brownie or a brownie flavored turd?
Okay, what constitutes proving this?
You have to start that alliance with Larry. in
Okay,
the game
Larry,
in the
would
next-
you like to start a
No, no, no.
vampire?
Put up a Yes.
Okay, proven.
No, you haven't started the alliance on the game.
I didn't say I had to do that. I said we were going to. So I proved that we were going to. Larry,
doesn't
we were
make
going to
any
start.
sense.
That
We were
does
going to
not
start the
prove
werewolf
anything.
vampire
It's
alliance.
the chicken and the
correct?
egg. It really.
Semantics is really what it is.
This is fascinating listening right now. But you are going to eat a brownie flavored turd. So, anyway, that's everything that's releasing on both consoles this week. Releasing on the PS4, we have the Arcade Archives Gradius. Gradius is a shooter released in 1985. Players control the Super Dimension fighter Vic Viper and fight Bacterian with the aid of devastating power-ups. The shooter is the first of a masterpiece series from Konami that has had lasting impact on the genre. I thought you were leaning over here for love.
Of course, this was released in 1985 with Vic Viper, Ace Pilot.
Vic Viper. Good to see Konami hasn't left the console game yet. Then we have Hustle Kings because the world doesn't have enough pool games already. Rack them up and get ready to hustle as the king of pool games comes to PS4, packed with the exciting new features. Compete against the world in one-on-one matches and multiplayer tournaments to rise up the online league.
Back on the street.
And then we have
took my chances.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right. Then we have the Invokers Tournament. Fight your way through frenetic online battles in this new action MOBA. Collect and learn to use the different invocations and rise to the title of Tournament Champion. Acquire all the invocation rings and equip your character with different combinations and fun and exciting online matches. So yet another console game trying to crack the MOBA nut on console.
God.
That is not what I meant to say, ladies and gentlemen.
Those words came out wrong.
Moving on.
It wasn't bad, but it was close enough to bad them.
Two-Face GTA Killer says, invite me to be in podcast. Grammar is important on the Player 3 podcast. So. Anyway, next on the list, last releasing on the PS4, Lego Jurassic World. This will be on PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. Lego Jurassic World is the first video game to let players experience all 4 Jurassic films in humorous Lego form. The thrilling adventures recreates unforgettable scenes and action sequences from the films, allowing fans to play through key moments and giving them the opportunity to fully explore the expansive grounds of Isla Nublar and
Isla Nublar.
Isla Sorna. Is that Sorna?
Mm-hmm.
Soma.
You sure it's not Isla?
it's
Like
sorta.
Isla Fisher?
Isla.
They say Isla in the movies, but they're Americans. It's probably Isla, but we're gonna go with Isla
I'm just
because
referring to Isla Fisher.
because
I
you'll
can't-
because
Hot Rod.
We're
is a
going
great
to,
film.
Hot Rod is a great film. Whiskey.
We're going to see Jurassic World Thursday, actually, in High Point, IMAX 3D, because my wife is obsessed with Jurassic Park.
I hope one
Would
of the
not have
scenes they
guessed.
recreate is where that guy's sitting on the outhouse.
Ben, when are you gonna take me to see the dinosaurs?
We're going Thursday, actually.
You
She's-
took it too
We're
far.
going Thursday actually.
You took it too far.
I didn't
The
mean
Delinquent wants What's Next, a Centipede remake. I'm hoping he's talking about a Lego Human Centipede because that'd be
Weird.
that would just work with connecting them all together.
How would that work?
And you just have to get as many humans as possible and connect them all together. That'd be real dark.
It's disgusting. I hate the concept.
The South Park did it better, I think, though.
I don't want to watch that either.
The human centipede. They didn't read the terms of service when they signed up for iTunes, and they have now submitted themselves to being part of a human centipede. All right. Releasing exclusively on the Xbox One, we have Sparkle Unleashed. Experience the fabled Sparkle brand action puzzle like never before. Make your way through a secluded world of mystery, light, magical. Oh, how do we determine you say that?
Braziers. Braziers.
Braziers. That's it.
Brazier has left
Braziers
the
and discover a
building.
way to banish the darkness once and for all. This is the game that released last week on PS4.
Way to be behind, Xbox One.
So that is everything that is releasing on both consoles, both the PS4 and the Xbox One this week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap.
Oh my gosh.
Got a lot of big releases coming. I mean, we had The
Yeah.
Witcher, we had Elder Scrolls Online. We're on the downhill slope to
Batman.
Next
The
week's
Division.
E3. A lot of stuff. The Division's not anywhere close.
It's so close. It's so close I can taste it.
Anyway, so let me just mention this really quickly, and I will have to talk about how this will work after the podcast today. We are going to be out of town next week. Next week is the biggest week of video games of the year, with E3 coming up, and so we will not have a a Monday episode for you guys. Possibly, I'm going to talk to these guys about maybe doing something when we get back from setting stuff up on Saturday.
Ooh.
Possibly.
Could work.
So a special Saturday episode of P3P possibly this weekend. I know you probably got to work, and I'm sorry about that, friend.
We could ditch our responsibilities on Monday.
And then leave. That would be fantastic as well. But there will also be no 3-Topic Thursday that week or the week after because I will be on vacation the week after. But
Me
we
too.
will have Player 3 podcast that week. You may not be here. I don't
I
know
won't
when
be
you're
here.
leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving Saturday when we get back from camp.
Word. Anyway, moving on to the news.
News with the podcast guys.
All right. You guys may have heard about a little game that got announced last week.
Me and Diz watched a video for 20 minutes before the teaser actually came out.
What game was that?
That's Fallout 4, my friend.
Fallout 4 got announced this week. Tell me about it. What do you guys think? The little everyone was expecting some sort of like little 30-second teaser, more at E3 or something like that, and then we got a 3-minute gameplay trailer.
Yeah, it was great.
So
Wait. What?
It wasn't really a gameplay. Was it a gameplay?
Yeah, it
It was
was
a
kind of gameplay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a gameplay. It's in engine. It's
Yeah.
I thought I was
Okay,
watching.
okay.
Like I only saw like you're following the dog around.
Yeah.
It's not gameplay, but it's in engine. So
it's just
It's-
in
it's
engine. It's in
technically-
engine, like away from
Okay.
your character. There's no game. There's not. You're not. It's not first person. But well, there is some parts that are first person.
Yeah.
There's a difference
Either
between
way, it was
in-engine and
interesting. It was-
gameplay, right?
Everyone I heard talk about this
It's
referred
gameplay
to it
in
as a
engine.
gameplay trailer.
Yeah, it's interchangeable. You can say what you will.
And
I
those
don't
people are
think
more
that's-
important than us.
Well, I'm going to say that they're wrong.
That's fine.
All right.
All right. So about this trailer.
I thought it would look really cool. I was more impressed with it, I feel like, than you guys were. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Diz didn't seem very impressed by it. The trailer. Y'all thought it looked like it was just Fallout 3 revamp. That's what I took from you guys saying stuff about it. I don't know if that actually is the case. But I
We
liked it.
talk about it.
It was there. We were at work.
I wasn't there. when
Oh,
we
maybe
talked
you
about
weren't there. Okay.
Fallout. Classic band.
Maybe it was me and Diz. Anyways, I thought it looked awesome, and the little zombie things that run out at you. Spoiler alert! They looked crazy awesome too. I think they're probably just what are the things that had their face melted off?
The ghouls.
The ghouls. I think they're just ghouls, but they're ghouls from like that ghouls town that you didn't get to go to really. So
Yeah, well, and when I saw the trailer, it's very clear that they just kind of built off of the Skyrim engine, and like especially in the walking animation. The walking animation is terrible. Nobody walks like this man is walking. But the point, the reason people play this game is not for something incredibly visually stunning like my co-host here to the left.
Correct.
They're playing this game because it's huge, open world exploration. It doesn't need to be this thing that just graphically is superior to everything else out there. And I think people get too wrapped up in that sort of stuff because there are games that look great that don't necessarily have the best gameplay. I'm looking at you. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm looking at you, The Order. And they're not the only culprits. There's plenty of other examples of that. And so if the gameplay and the world exploration and the story can be down and good, then people are going to quickly forget. And it looks better than Fallout 3. All the people who are misinformed saying, it looks exactly like Fallout 3, go back and look at Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And you'll discover that
It looks
doesn't.
the same as your memory of Fallout 3, but not the actual game. And
I did that recently.
my wife commented on the graphics, said they were kind of cartoony, and I told her that's just kind of the art style they roll with for that series.
It's
They're
that
kinda
ret-
going-
It's that retro future
Yeah.
thing. It kind of blends into the style. Of
They
the
want to
graphic.
look like that guy. I don't know what you call that guy. The Pit Boy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so creepy. I think is like the like that they showed in here where you got like the people in their house and they're like looking at your little baby and stuff, and they're like doing their old thing, and then the dog's like walking through the house that's post-apocalyptic. That's like so creepy. It's just it's kind of like the BioShock kind of thing, like you this utopia that is turned into something that's really really horrid, I guess you could say, and that's what I don't know. It makes it really creepy and awesome.
Well, it kind of plays on the history is like in the time where they're kind of playing up on that 50s futuristic style. Like the 50s and 60s was the time where people were like, America is the greatest place on earth, and it was this like this utopia sort of mindset of like what we could have been. And so this kind of takes what we saw in the 50s and
America is the greatest place on earth. Continue.
this takes what we had in the 50s and 60s and asks the question, what would this have looked like around modern day time if we had just kind of stuck with the style of everything in the 50s and then everything went to crap. And it's a really stark contrast, and just seeing these great feats of human accomplishment, between like Fenway Park and the giant battleship that gets turned into, like seeing all these great feats of human technology and human architecture and what they get reduced to when the world goes to crap is
That's a classic post-apocalyptic trope, though. Like you see it in every movie. Independence Day, 2012. Like that's one thing that you have to do is destroy major landmarks, because that's one of the best ways to get the point across. We have these things that are just cemented into our minds and our culture, and to see them broken down or even just decaying, they're symbols, and you're breaking those down to make a point.
Oh yeah, like in 2012 when I feel like a real idiot because I can't remember the name of the painting, and God's like, and man's like,
Oh, the Sistine Chapel.
and the cracks between them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
God has abandoned you.
Yeah.
Gosh, subtext.
Well, and it kind of plays on the fact that when we're tourists and we like to go, you go visit Rome and you see the Colosseum in disrepair and falling apart, and like you never imagine your society getting to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do all the time.
That's true. You also carry a pen around with every intention of stabbing somebody with it.
I'm kidding. That's what the knife is for.
There's a word. Pessimism 3 podcast.
What else about this trailer really jumped out to you guys? Anything?
I mean, it looks like the part of the place I want to be a part of. I don't know.
I agree
Part
that.
of the place of the part that I want to be a part of.
I'm dancing. There's something I want to talk about, but I'm dancing around a point that you have here.
Oh,
that I
okay.
don't want to.
Well, let me just mention.
Okay.
Is it the third point? that you're
Yes.
on there? Okay.
Yes.
This game is much more colorful,
Right.
than
Okay.
Fallout 4. Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is just like a sepia toned, like kind of depressing thing to look at.
all
And
teal.
It's one of
Everything's
the
teal
reasons
and
I
green.
didn't get into it as heavy as I wanted to get into it, because it was just there wasn't a lot visually that like kept me motivated to keep exploring, because I'm like, I'm just gonna get to some other brown building. It's gonna look like what Ben orders at Captain Tom's.
Big old plate of brown.
Just a big old plate of brown everywhere. So like the blue sky, and even in the post-apocalyptic shots of like, because that was something that The Last of Us did so well, is showing that even when society stops, nature is going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and nature's going to kind of reclaim the places that society has taken over. And so there needs to be pops of color in the scenery. And you need to be able to see, there is hope still in those moments. And as long as humanity is alive, there's still hope for society to be revived. And so the color to me kind of even helps play up on what you're doing in Fallout.
I don't know. I mean, Fallout is set in a nuclear wasteland, in an urban nuclear wasteland, Tibet. So the vegetation growth and stuff like that isn't going to play out the same way.
Right, but how far after the disaster does this take place?
I don't know.
That's true. Chernobyl's got a wide variety of vegetation, doesn't it?
But it's been a long time, hasn't it?
But it's been less than 100 years.
Okay.
Because it's been at least one generation. Because your character lived his whole life.
It's been
in
a long
vault.
time since I've played Fallout 3.
Fallout 3, you the stuff happens. What like? It's close to when you're born, isn't it? Didn't everything happen close to when you're born? Have they
I think
have
at
they
that
been living
vibe,
there?
you were born in the vault.
Yeah.
They've been living there for a while. Well, you were born.
Yeah, in the 3, you play as the baby in the vault.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to spoil anything.
It's been out for
Fallout 3
You
years.
weren't actually born in the vault. You're born outside the vault.
Where do you get that from?
They tell the story. It's in the story.
It's been a long time.
Pretty sure.
Is this like the time you thought that you were a Templar?
I'm pretty sure you come through a part of the story where you aren't born actually born in the
Diswald.
vault.
Were you born in the vault in Fallout 3?
Yes, because your father's Liam Neeson. It's awesome.
Your father's Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but don't they tell a part of the story where he?
Gary, will you mind checking on that for us?
Oh, you're right on it.
Thanks, Gary.
But anyways, that's the point I was trying to dance around though, was that it's a lot brighter than Fallout 3 was, and it's a lot more like, for me, a more explorable area. I thought Fallout 3 was fine, but it's because I was in it like, holy crap, this is post-nuclear war, this is so awesome, I'm running around an aircraft carrier, this is great. But like I don't know, I like the feel of a brighter area to explore. And
I play Elder Scrolls very seriously, but I play Fallout just as ridiculously as I can. And so my character in in Fallout 3 was this guy running around in the most Michael Myers-esque jumpsuit I could get. And I didn't use any weapon except my fist. Got it up to 100. So I'd like punch people and their heads would explode. It was so good.
it is.
Well, it kind of lends itself to that style, though, because it is over-exaggerated.
Yeah. I'd be like in vats punching people. It's so dumb.
At the end of the trailer, there is a moment where the dog comes up to what is presumably the main character of the story, and he pats the dog on the head and says, "Let's go, boy." And a lot of people are speculating that is kind of a nod to the fact that maybe for the first time in Fallout's history, the main character has been voice acted.
That'd
How
be
do you
great.
guys feel about
In
that?
a post-Witcher 3 world,
I love
that would be beautiful.
I don't know if I like that.
Shut up.
Oh, and I'll explain why. Because for me, like, thanks.
I didn't mean it.
For me, like the like, you kind of place yourself on that person. Like, I know for me when I played Fallout 3, I kind of place myself in
What would Ben do?
in the guy's shoes, you know, and that I don't know if did he ever actually have a name. I didn't know
But
there was.
you name yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Because my punching guy was Jack Johnson.
Okay, yeah. So,
Why?
The boxer, not the singer.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bare knuckle boxer.
Dang it.
but that like you place a,
remember when we first moved into
All right. I place a lot of like my emotional connection within that guy.
So it's like your internal monologue is dialogue.
Is what
Kinda
he's-
why, that's
yeah.
kind of why you get to name the character. I mean, it's kind of like being an everyman. Like you're blank, you can make yourself as bland as possible, and you play one of the way it the way you want to play it.
That's kind of like why Skyrim's so cool, because your Skyrim person is not voice acted. Like you put yourself in, like, how would I respond to the situation, and you can make your responses as like jerky as you want to. Like you still have to choose the text they give you, but you can make it like, "Rah," like, or you can use whatever kind of inflection you want to. And with having a voice acted character, I feel like it takes some of that away. It takes some of the immersion away from me, at least.
See, I'm the opposite. It adds more to me because I think that's one of the reasons I like The Witcher so much is that the main character is a character in himself. He's got his own voice. He's got, I mean, you kind of set his motives and his decisions, but from the outset, you can tell like he is his own man, and I can attach myself more to that than just like.
Skyrim and Fallout are a little more writerly in that they leave more to the imagination. You're kind of the story's been written for you, but you're kind of writing it yourself, and that goes in terms of your decisions, and it goes in terms of the way that you imagine these things playing out. Because when you're imagining these stories taking place and you're doing these side quests and kind of deciding what kind of conversations that you have. Hey, thank you, Milky.
Milky left us a tip. He didn't ask a question, but thank you, Milky.
But yeah, you're kind of imagining side scenarios, like side scenarios to side quests that you're doing and things like that, and it just leaves a lot more to the imagination. That being said, I truly do love the fact that The Witcher has so much voice acting and so much into, like, every single thing that you do is voice acted, and it's beautiful.
And maybe Larry and I were talking about that, and he was like, everything in Skyrim is voice acted, but the difference is the main character isn't. There's
Right.
a difference.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and that I wasn't saying it originally because of that. I thought there were things in Skyrim that weren't, but that is a big difference to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to read anything.
And that goes back to, because you're playing in Skyrim and Fallout, you're playing as a character that you create. It's your own person. And with The Witcher, you're playing as Geralt, and he has his very own distinct personality, and just kind of aura to him.
Right, and all the decisions you make align with his personality.
Right.
Like you're not dictating his personality; you're just dictating the decisions.
Right, and even if you make a decision, like, I'll go back to the one major decision. Well, that's not even major, but the one decision I made back in when you go to see the Emperor and you could choose whether to bow or not.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what you do, like, you're still kind of like Geralt, like, look at me, like that kind of thing. Because I saw both sides of it, and you don't lose any of your integrity in doing that. Like, you stay within that person. And I guess for me, like, I like the voice acting. I liked it that Geralt is or Geralt, however you say his name,
Good.
is voice acted in that game. But it's different for me. It doesn't play the same as like a Fallout or a Skyrim because of that. Like, it's a different kind of game for me. So I don't know. To each his own, I guess.
Did you have your hand raised?
We owe Ben an apology.
Why is that?
It says your dad in Fallout 3, James, was the head guy of Project Purity. When your mother died, he gave up on
Fallout
the
spoilers to
project.
follow. I'm sorry.
You're good. It's Fallout 3. It's been out for a long, long time. Here, hold on.
Because I want people to hear this, that I was right.
Ben was right.
I'm still prepared to argue.
Your father, James, was the chief scientist and leader of a project called Project Purity. It intended to purify all the water in the tidal basin.
Water and not mankind. That's good.
However, when his wife died giving birth in the Lone Wanderer, I guess it's a mission, he left the project to its fate and traveled to Megaton to help the Star Paladin cross. He then asked for entry for himself and his child into Vault 101 in return for becoming the Vault's new physician, and the Overseer granted his request.
So Ben is half right. Because the reason...
Because the mom waddled in there with Ben hanging halfway out.
Because the reason he was pointing out that you were born outside the vault was to say that the disaster hadn't happened yet, right? But the disaster has happened.
No. I was asking.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a reason. I was just arguing that somebody said you were born in the vault.
Well, I found the reason for me to change who I used to be.
I found that.